Wow. McDonald's.
What?
UK McDonald's.
Get out! Hey!
Is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be.
Buddies in crime? In this clip, a man who looks like a customer suddenly turns the tables. He lets the other customer leave first and then orders the employees to hand him the money. He tells them he is holding a weapon and continues jumping over the counter. As he starts taking out the money from the register, the footage captures a man who quietly leaves the store, evidently holding something from the store in his hand. Looks like someone got lucky. Now, that was embarrassing. Watch how this man enters a liquor store, hoping to rob the place. He enters, wearing his hoodie and gloves. The situation takes time to get heated up, but once he realizes that the people have found out about him, he starts pacing up. He fails to open the cash register, causing him to jump over the counter. He keeps trying to open the till, but the machine falls. It looks like the workers had it locked. The man, however, does not give up and proceeds to break down the machine and disconnect the register. He's a determined robber. At the same time, another customer walks in but runs away when he realizes what he has walked himself into. The robber can be seen running away as well. Hungry? Here comes a car, literally. A typical day at a fast food restaurant suddenly takes a horrible turn. A black car suddenly barges into the building, shattering the glass in the interior. The manager took quick steps and worked towards the car passenger to help out. It's not his day, but sometimes you can't have things your way. As they say, you should see where you go. It looks like this young boy did not obey the statement. A 17-year-old boy decided to rob $18,000 worth of handbags at a Louis Vuitton store and make a run for it. But his plan goes wrong when he bumps into a glass mirror, totally knocking himself out. He ultimately gets taken to juvenile. On the other hand, the prosecutors think this boy could be a part of a possible retail crime theft ring comprising many other people with a criminal record. What a poor plan execution. A hero? This man? Yes. Imagine going grocery shopping and then getting the abrupt order to leave. Well, these store consumers experienced this. A fire took place and started spreading fairly quickly, targeting the back of the store. We can see this cop asking people to leave immediately, especially at the back of the store.
Go! Evacuate!
We're evacuating from the back of the building.
Okay. Everybody head east. Go towards 36. Move now. Leave your stuff. Go! The fire's at the back. Go!
Everyone took the announcement seriously because his tone was no joke. The fire starts becoming more intense and turns into a gray smoke.
Everybody evacuate the store now!
We're evacuating.
Get out of the store. Head eastbound. Leave your stuff. Go now! Evacuate Costco now! Head eastbound. Leave your carts. Go! Everybody evacuate! Get out of the store now! Go eastbound! Head towards Denver! Head towards Denver! Let's evacuate now! Leave whatever you're doing, go! Fire out back! Fire out back!
Let's go!
Drop whatever you're doing, head east! Boulder County Sheriff's Office, evacuate now!
The last remaining foreigner explains that she couldn't leave since she didn't own a car. The sympathetic officer reassures her and agrees to let her ride in his vehicle.
Ay, va, bro, pero no tengo carro.
No habla.
Don't have a car.
You don't have a car?
No.
Get it.
How frightened must that lady be? A cursed workday. The restaurant employees working hard get rudely interrupted by these three men. They barge into the building. Wasting no time, one jumps behind the counter and moves to the back room. The other man takes his time to loot another customer and then points his weapon toward the people behind the counter. The third man acts as a backup here. They execute their plan flawlessly, implying that they've done this before. They successfully steal the majority of the money and quickly flee the scene. this man may have made a mistake. Did he confuse his tasks? Was he supposed to buy cement instead of taking items from the store and putting them in his bag? Seeing him leave the store so casually as if his actions were completely legal is alarming. They look like they're having a hard time. Two guys break into a gas station, totally shattering the glass door. Their intentions are clear. They head straight to the ATM. After minutes of trying, they fail to break it open. They choose to take the whole machine with them. Now that must have been a struggle. This security camera footage shows this man casually picking up a packet of chips. He then quickly goes to the register, grabs a large sum of money, and flees from the store. Another customer attempted to stop him by tripping him, but was unsuccessful. The man successfully escaped with the money. When it comes to your life, nothing else matters. Recently, restaurant workers faced a situation where an armed robber threatened them to give up their money. They chose to comply with his demands wisely and did not attempt to be heroes. "Hey, I only made a mistake. Let go of me," says the guy who casually decided to steal some steaks from this store. He makes a run to the exit, but gets stopped by some employees. The employees take the products back, but the man tried one last time to take one back before entirely leaving. Around 50 individuals raided a Nordstrom department store in California, stealing valuables worth up to $100,000. Video footage of the incident shows the suspects, many of whom were wearing hoods and masks, looting the store and causing shelves to collapse and glass to shatter. The thieves were seen grabbing piles of luxury items before fleeing the scene.
You guys, can I get through here really quickly?
Is it that easy? This man enters a store casually and walks up to an aisle. He starts putting stuff into what seems like a blanket, also in front of the customers and the employees. It has been reported that he was seen to be smiling during this time, almost as if mocking the authorities. He then continues to drag the stuff out of the store and flee away in his car. The cops took immediate action and made a successful arrest.
Every case in the city of Hialeah is a priority. We don't tolerate any crimes, but he basically tried to make a mockery out of us. You know, he laughed in our face, laughed in the employee's face, and basically they had no regard.
The cop states that the property that the man stole counts up to be worth thousands of dollars. Losing a life over sunglasses? This man attempts to steal sunglasses at a known store innocently. He quietly walks out of the store, but eventually, the officers catch up on the situation and start up with a slow chase until one of them calls dibs on him and makes a final run to catch the thief. It has been reported that the man was finally caught, but was shot with a weapon 2 times, causing it to be fatal. It's a shame how the cops were only doing their jobs. During a live news interview, an interviewer reported that the police detained a man for attempting to leave a store without paying for items worth around $600.
I'm trying to purchase my stuff.
Okay, you passed the point of sale station.
I didn't put anything. I thought it went through. It did not. So I'm trying to bring it back up on my phone.
The police officer confronted the man, who claimed that his online payment had failed. However, the man became increasingly aggressive and began blaming the officer.
You think I'm supposed to be scared of you because you're a cop?
Nope, you're not supposed to be scared of me because
I got to listen to you. You're a cop. What are you going to do? Kill me?
Actually,
you
no.
gonna put your hands on me in Walmart?
The situation escalated, and the officer used pepper spray on the man to detain him.
No, now you're being detained.
Detained for what?
Okay.
Detained for what?
Because I have to identify you. And
Identify me for what? I have Walmart Pay. It did not work. I made a mistake and went right back to the register.
Okay.
The man was eventually arrested not only for this incident, but also for charges of stalking and drug use. A new day brings a new challenge for fast food employees. Recently, workers at a fast food place had to deal with a rude customer who was furious that her food wasn't ready. The woman threw a tantrum, trashing the restaurant and throwing buckets over the counters. Other customers kept their distance as the employees tried to calm her down and escort her out of the restaurant. It looks like we found a bicycle thief now. This man casually picks a bicycle from the display section of this store and dashes it right out, leaving the customers dumbfounded. The people, however, take immediate action and stop and confront him. Did these men think that it was okay for girls to steal? In this surveillance video, 3 men dressed up as women were caught stealing casually. They put the stolen items into their handbags as if they were not committing a crime. They worked quickly and efficiently, but as they reached the exit, the security chased them. In an attempt to escape, they pepper sprayed the security guard and fled.
If they're thieving in skirts or in pants, one way or the other.
However, the police eventually found their whereabouts and arrested them. A group of people entered a store and quickly stole all of the expensive handbags worth over $90,000. In just 24 seconds, they grabbed 48 bags and fled the scene. It was later discovered that one of the thieves had entered the store prior to the robbery and asked about shoes, which was likely a tactic to distract the worker.
When she went into the store, she asked about a pair of shoes, and when the clerk went to get those shoes, the 4 co-conspirators rushed in. During that pursuit, the Durango traveled at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. They were swerving into the oncoming lanes of traffic in an attempt to get away, and the East Hampton Village Police Department terminated the pursuit at that time because of the clear danger to the public.
Fortunately, the police were able to arrest most of the thieves, but one is still at large. Fighting robbers? A couple broke into a restaurant late at night and went straight to the register to steal money. With no one to stop them, they took their time and left quietly without being caught on the cameras. However, they returned later for some reason and encountered another robbery. They were thrown to the ground, which caused them to look towards the camera, making them easily identifiable. How much clothing did they need to wash? A man and a woman were caught shoplifting from a grocery store, casually pushing carts filled with items toward the exit while holding other products. They had not paid for anything and showed no signs of intending to do so. The police and security were taken aback but acted promptly. They stopped the lady's cart, but she was stubborn and refused to hand over the items. The man was holding a container of detergent that he didn't let go of, even when the cop tried to take it. They almost looked comical.
Go, you gotta go.
They had a car positioned outside the exit to make it easy to take the stolen goods away. They were trying to steal more than $600 worth of detergent and cleaning materials. They loaded the items into the car and drove away. The man was later arrested by the police. It's often said that the most dangerous people are the ones you trust. In this particular incident, a restaurant employee completely lost his temper and began shouting at his female coworker. His behavior was unacceptable. He crossed boundaries and threatened to break her phone.
You mess up my phone.
I'm not going to mess up your phone. You can stop recording me because you do not have my permission to record me, and I will sue you for it.
The reason for his outburst was that the woman had taken too long in the bathroom. She tried to explain that she was pregnant, but he rudely dismissed her explanation.
That's because I'm pregnant, mister.
A pregnancy is not an excuse.
The woman was smart enough to record the incident for her safety, even though the man threatened to sue her.
I'm about to put all this crap
Go ahead,
on
put it on
Facebook.
Facebook, and I swear to God, I will have your ass in jail.
Despite the presence of customers, the man continued to shout at his coworker. putting the customers in an awkward position. After several months of multiple incidents of theft, the police in Florida finally decided to arrest the shoplifters. Using tracking technology, they discovered that 2 women were inside a store at the time. The police waited outside the store while watching the women through surveillance footage.
Both subjects have entered the vehicle. Vehicle is moving.
The women eventually left the store, and as they exited the parking lot, an unmarked police car pulled up beside them almost immediately.
They coming. It's pulling me.
The women panicked, but were taken to the nearest police station. Upon searching them, the police discovered that they had stolen multiple perfumes from the store.
I want to get one thing straight with you, okay? Understand, if you're going to cooperate with us and we're going to help you, then you got to fully cooperate. And if you don't want to do that, you need to tell me now because I don't want to waste my time, you know what I'm saying?
The police then questioned the women to uncover the rest of their gang. A group of 10 men barged into a clothing store and quickly started taking clothes from the aisles.
This isn't a group of 10 people walking by a store and coming up with an idea to hit it.
The main plot here is that they made zero efforts to hide their identities, wearing regular clothes and no masks. Within seconds, they had stolen goods worth over $30,000 and ran out of the store.
The main objective was not to confront anybody. It was to grab as much product as they could in the shortest time frame they had and exit the store. We're depending on some video footage from inside the store and outside the store to try to help us identify who the offenders are.
No employee attempted to stop them. Instead, the police were called. Unfortunately, the group managed to escape before the cops could catch them. A woman appeared disoriented as she walked into a store and headed straight to the electronics section. She quickly filled her cart with various electronics while talking to one of the employees. The employees had previously caught her stealing, so they kept a watchful eye on her.
She was very a blatant thief. You know, she clearly had no regard for people's belongings or the fact that she was stealing. She knew she was stealing, and that was her intent. And so what happened actually in the store was that this woman walks in nonchalantly, and she goes to the electronics section, and she starts loading up the shopping cart. And once she has all the electronics she wants, she just walks right back out.
It became apparent that the woman intended to steal again, as she made a walk for the exit with the merchandise in her cart and drove away.
And what we learned later during the investigation is that she's known to target employees. She's a notorious thief. They have had several encounters with her. They attempt to do a traffic stop. She decides to flee.
The employee was puzzled, but immediately called the police.
Count 1 is grand theft auto. Count 2 is petty theft.
Fortunately, the store had advanced security cameras, which helped the police catch the thief almost instantly after the incident occurred. This video is a little too concerning. In a store, a man is captured near the escalator, looking as if he is almost swinging in the air. He can also be seen approaching other customers and stalking them near the escalator. The officers get a complaint and get to the scene, but it looks like the damage has already been done. The man has become an actual attacker as we see a brutally injured customer lying on the floor. They finally end up catching the man. Indeed, we can't imagine how bad the situation could have gotten if they were even a little late. A woman and her friend entered a store and acted like normal customers. They checked out some hoodies, and then the woman asked an employee to see a locked purse. While the employee was taking out the requested purse, the woman picked up another one herself. Even though she was told that she could only look at one at a time, she continued to grab both of them. Here's the twist. Instead of putting one of the purses back, she calmly walked towards the exit with both of them. When the employee realized that the woman was stealing the goods, she tried to stop her, but ended up getting pepper sprayed in the eye.
2 people walked in the store together. The one that was wearing the Gap shirt, she's our suspect. If anybody has any information on her, we're asking that they call our department and let us know who that is. If someone recognizes the person that she was with, we would love to speak to her. Maybe she witnessed something. We never want anybody, any employee, to ever try to stop someone, ever try to get involved in any way. The way you should get involved is by being our eyes and ears.
The woman managed to escape successfully, leaving the employee in pain, who had to be taken to a hospital. The incident of mass robbery at a luxury store is causing a stir. The security camera footage shows that around 20 to 30 people were involved in looting the store. They loaded the stolen merchandise into more than 20 waiting vehicles and fled the scene. The robbers were in a rush and could be seen running with their hands full of stolen goods. The store must have suffered a significant loss, and a reward of $50,000 is being offered for information leading to the identification of the suspects. The situation is heated up so much that a reward of $50,000 is given for identifying the suspects. Just imagine the tremendous amount of loss the store must have had to face. It appears that these robbers were met with an unfortunate turn of events. While their actions were unacceptable, it's clear that their luck had run out. 3 individuals, 2 women and a man, attempted to steal valuable items and sunglasses worth thousands of dollars. However, the employee's response was both clever and amusing. He swiftly left the store and locked the doors, trapping the robbers inside. Even though the robbers attempted to flee after looting, the locked door prevented their escape. The robbers became frustrated and verbally aggressive towards the employee, but he stood his ground and demanded that they return the stolen sunglasses. Unfortunately, they did not comply and even resorted to breaking the door and using a fire extinguisher, ultimately failing.
And asked them to put the sunglasses back, which they did not want to do. They were just trying to use the fire extinguisher to try to break the door. And the other bystanders say, no, don't let them out.
As a result, the robbers were trapped in the presence of carbon dioxide, and the authorities were notified. It's reassuring the robbers were caught. The customers in question politely explained how they found worms in their food.
There's 3 freaking worms in there, man.
Despite expressing his disappointment, the man was told by the manager not to cause a scene.
I apologize, sir. I really do apologize. This isn't my store.
The manager went as far as threatening to kick them out if they didn't comply, but the man stood his ground and told her that he would call the police.
If you keep making a scene, I'm going to make you leave without
I'll call the cops and tell them what kind of food you guys are serving.
This was definitely an example of poor customer service. 2 robbers entered a store, but the employee became suspicious of one of them and locked the doors. The suspicious man picked up a container of items and attempted to leave, but found the door locked. He then tried to act like he would pay for the items while moving towards the counter.
I think people are desperate. It's desperation, and they just get crazy. Well, that's stupidity. You know, I don't know what their IQ is. That's what I mean by desperation. They don't think. They just do.
However, his friend was more successful and stole valuable merchandise before they both fled the scene. The police are still working on finding the robbers. During an armed robbery, one of the employees displayed intelligence and quick thinking. They locked the robbers inside the store by shutting the front gate. One of the robbers attempted to escape through the ceiling, but was unsuccessful. The robbers began to panic, knowing the police had been called. However, despite the call being made, the police never arrived. During this time, the robbers broke out using tools and fled the scene. Officers arrived 18 minutes after the incident, but it was too late as the store had been looted.
Shoplifting, as you can imagine, is not a priority 1 call. The word is used. At that point, within 11 seconds, a car is dispatched.
The police apologized, stating that the phone call was not appropriately registered, but the fact remains that the store owner suffered severe consequences due to the robbery. 3 robbers, 2 women, and 1 man entered a jewelry shop and acted smoothly. They requested to see a diamond ring and pretended it was a gift for someone.
They just wanted to buy a watch and a diamond ring.
The trio began speaking at length and distracting the owner.
They were talking to each other very loud, their hands were everywhere.
They then asked for a wrapping sheet to wrap the ring, and as the owner turned away to get the sheet, one of the women quickly took the ring out, closed the box, and wrapped it.
And they put it in the bag, they wrapped it, they stapled it, and they said, hold on this $1,000 because we have $30,000, we're gonna go get another $10,000 credit card. My mistake, I shouldn't have left it right there. It's a lesson learned. Yes, you can't just trust anybody, you have to be careful.
Before leaving, the robbers told the owner they needed to get money from the ATM and left the shop. never to return. A video shows a restaurant manager picking a loaf of bread out of the trash and selling it to customers as if it were fresh. A customer captured the act on camera and expressed disgust at the manager's behavior. This incident highlights the unsanitary practices that are sometimes associated with fast food restaurants, which can pose serious risks to public health. It is commonly believed that paranormal occurrences take place in abandoned or confined places, but this particular restaurant is an exception. The security cameras have captured some form of activity. It wasn't anything outlandish like flying chairs, but the footage does show a shadow moving on the floor. What makes it even spookier is that the restaurant was empty at the time the video was recorded. In this video, you can see a hilarious attempt at theft. Two women enter a store and walk around looking for what they need. They pick up items worth about $200, go to the counter, and ask for the bill. The worker puts everything in a bag and lets them know the cost. The woman wants to hold the bag before paying, raising suspicion in the worker's mind. So, quietly, the worker locks the door using technology. The woman picks up the bag while her friend pretends to pay. But as she tries to leave, she realizes the door is locked. At last, the worker steps up, takes the bag and items from the lady, and puts them back behind the counter. Then, he finally opens the door and lets them leave. Outside a fast food chain drive-thru, a video clip captures an odd scene of a man climbing out of his car and yelling for help while looking up at the sky. After repeating this a few times, he quietly returns to his car. It's a strange and confusing sight to witness. A man was arrested after he refused to let go of a sandwich he had not paid for. The incident occurred when the store had already closed, but the man barged in and started roaming around. The authorities were called in, and when the cops confronted him, he was eating a sandwich.
Male, female, oh. Is he giving you a reason?
I think he's a mental health thing.
All right, sir. Me again. After I told you, sir, put the sandwich down. Sir, I don't want to do this, but put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back, sir.
Despite multiple requests to leave, the man refused, and the police had no choice but to arrest him for stealing. The man remained stubborn, and the police had to use pepper spray before ultimately arresting him. A man tried to walk out of a store with unpaid items. When other people stopped him, he pulled out a weapon, leaving them no choice but to stop. The man managed to escape with items worth more than $100. It seems like stealing is as simple as putting items from the store into your backpack. In this scenario, the security guard did not stop the man from taking the items, but instead asked him to leave.
Yeah, call the police. Yeah. Hey, you need to go, man. You need to leave the store. Yo, you gotta go, bro, gotta go. Leave the store, man. Leave the store, got enough.
Shave needs department.
Need to go. Hey, you need to leave, man. You need to leave.
Oh my god. Come on, guy. I'm following you. Look at me.
Hey, you need to go, man.
Oh my god. I need.
The man's behavior suggests that he was mocking others and had no intention of following the rules. Fast food and healthiness don't usually go hand in hand. In a video, a worker uses a device to clear off mosquitoes and bugs. However, the concern is that he is doing so over the food.
We have made an inspection and we have given recommendation at the facility to get professional termination service.
This shows how unclean the place must have been. As a result, the health department terminated the worker. The police officers received an unexpected report in the back of an empty mall. Their body cameras recorded the event, showing how they handled the situation. Evidently, they were well trained and confident in their approach, taking each step with caution and precision. Despite not knowing what to expect, they coordinated their actions and continued to move forward.
What? My son is inside! Okay, well, we gotta go deal with business.
I've got black hoodie with a hood up so far.
Black hoodie with a hood up is what we're looking for so far. I got the left side because I'm a lefty him. What's the
The other caller said that there was 43As in Oshkosh too. We can check that also.
Where'd the shots come from?
Out in the mall.
Okay, the main mall.
Yeah.
All right.
Please open that door.
We gotta get through. We gotta get through. Thank you. Take that off. I can't hear you.
The
guy
have
a sweater. He went this way and he went upstairs.
We're getting a description from one of the,
That's when we've got officers inside. First floor, second floor. We're looking for a victim.
All right, Coop, you two check that out.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah.
That's one where
I'm with you.
one of the witnesses said he came to the second floor and disappeared in front of Macy's. So I don't know if he's a victim or a shooter. You can give Westerville a call, let him know.
Go upstairs, maybe?
Yeah, we're looking at St. Louis.
I don't know where Oshkosh is.
Can somebody stop over to Good Energy? We've got people, employees that are hiding in the bathroom over there.
Finally, they were informed that it was just a drill, and the people were hiding in the bathrooms. It was a life and death situation, but the officers managed to handle it perfectly. A fast food worker brought food to a customer's car, but they rudely refused it, complaining about a wait of over 20 minutes and demanding something for free.
Sorry, do you know that we've been waiting like 25 minutes for this food? Huh? We've waited like 25 minutes for this food.
Initially taken aback, the worker laughed it off and asked them to accept the food, but they continued to be rude and refused.
I'm new employee. No, but we expect something free. The food for free or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, give us some free food.
The worker, who was new, then explained that he was not authorized to give them anything for free. In response, the customers still refused to accept the food.
What do you think this is? 30. Take a food, please. I don't have time. Are you okay?
The worker eventually became frustrated and started to eat the food in front of them and even threw some in their car.
Wow, McDonald's. What? UK McDonald's. This is where Corona happened.
You want your burger? Collect it. I don't care. Collect it.
What do you think? Did the worker go too far, or was it fair? A man was discovered hiding in a store, and the police were notified about the situation. They deployed a drone to identify the man, who was initially sleeping, but then began throwing pillows at the drone as he woke up. The officers requested that the man come down, and when he did, they detained him. The real question is how long the man lived in the store. It's clear that this man is fed up with being catcalled due to his height. However, unfortunately, he took out his frustration on the female staff at a local bagel store. He shouted and complained about how women make fun of him for being only 5 feet tall, even though none of the staff had done so.
Why is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be. That's okay?
Who said that to you here? Nobody.
Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared.
His behavior was degrading and unpleasant, although some customers found it amusing. When he started threatening a man, he was pushed to the ground, which stopped his aggressive behavior.
All you women treat just like of you! All of you! Yeah, all of you! You need to go. No, you women need to stop being so.
In a subsequent interview, he played the victim and degraded the interviewer.
What do you mean take it out? And you're acting like I committed mass shooting or something. That guy, twice my size, that women love, the bullies, attacked me. You know what? I don't really, no offense, I don't really like you that much, so this interview's over.
It's worth noting that he has had similar outbursts, which have been filmed and posted on social media.
Come in here to get a coffee, and this jackass right here asks me what is my height. Bragging on a midget, right? And you threaten to punch a guy that's half your size?
Let's hope he finds a way to cope with his frustrations more positively and constructively. It looks like this man forgot he was on the run. The employee immediately recognized him when he bought something from a store and confirmed his identity. This man had 11 arrests and many other charges. The employee called the cops and let them know about his location. This man had taken a 24-year-old woman's life, therefore he was on an extensive wanted list.
I think people are in positions that can affect change, and I hope that they get the message that what they're doing right now is not the right solution.
Thanks to this good worker, the man was finally arrested by the cops. It is an unlikely but not impossible scenario. A video clip shows a bear entering a convenience store. The bear appears relaxed and at ease, much like any other customer.
Hey! Stop! Hey! Shh! Hey! Shh! Shh! Get out! Get out!
However, the store employee begins to panic and ends up in tears as she repeatedly screams at the bear to leave.
Get out! Hey! Hey!
Unfortunately, her efforts seemed to not affect the bear. Thankfully, there were no fatalities in the recent incident at the convenience store. A car crashed into the store at full speed, causing extensive damage. Unfortunately, a customer was injured during the ordeal. Thankfully, the driver and customer were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Miraculously, the customer did not sustain any severe injuries. It's disheartening to learn that the car crash was not an accident, and the driver has been charged more than $1,000. Let's hope for a safer future for everyone on the roads. Hold on to our final clip, which is the most scariest and most creepiest one. And if you like what you saw, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our creepiest videos. A shoplifter was caught in the act by a brave customer who took back the clothing he was trying to steal.
I text my store manager. I said, "We are about to get robbed." And she's like, "What?" I was shaking. I was scared. I'm like, "Oh my God." Till now, I'm scared to close. I walked to the floor. I said, "Hi, you guys need help? And you need help?" And he said, "No, I'm fine. I'm just looking."
The thief attempted to leave the store, but found the door locked due to advanced security technology.
At this time, he was trying to knock at the door, trying to open the door, kick out the door.
Frustrated, the man tried to break down the door and shouted at the workers, but eventually managed to leave.
That's when he walked toward me and pushed me on the floor and then grabbed the stuff and left.
However, he returned to the store and successfully stole the clothing before running away.
Turn yourself in and stop doing this. It's not worth it.
Despite his failed attempt, he succeeded in his ultimate goal of stealing the merchandise. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.